Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsyreplays and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be having a look at the WZ113. This tank right here is now the highest DPM heavy tank in tier 10. It got a buff, and it got more damage. It now does 420 alpha instead of 400. Pretty much it's got the same gun as the 121. Pretty much, it's got the same DPM, same gun, same alpha, but it is a heavy tank, and it's a nice heavy tank. It is a nice heavy tank. It's used quite a lot on tournaments. It's got a lovely turret, lovely speed, lovely DPM, as we know, and now it has more alpha to go with that. Not sure why it actually got a buff. It didn't really need it. It's still a tough tank to play. I mean, I think there's one bad thing about this tank, and that is pretty much it, and that is the traverse. It's really slow traverse, and I mean really slow. So if you get caught out in the open, you will get circled, and quite comfortably with medium tanks, they will easily be able to circle you because your traverse is just so slow. So don't get caught out in the open. That's whatever you do, don't get caught out in the open. It does have nice armor. Front plate, it can bounce, but the turret is where the armor is at. And if you can go hold down, then this gun, this armor, it will sing, and you will pick up some bounces. So this is just me playing. I mean, we do nothing special, to be honest. We are going to have a couple of good games after, not me though. So we are going to take out the AMX 50B. So that's now 2 tanks down for the enemy, and we're going to now rush the T95 because he's on his own and he is a good tank to clear. My bad, my microphone come out the socket again. Been doing that a lot lately, so recently I've not been recording voice with my mic because of my phone. I mean, I use my phone a lot, a hell of a lot. It's my job to use my phone making videos, so the connector on my phone, where you put your charger and etc., it kind of gets loose. So over time it does begin to get loose, and every now and again my socket, my headphone cable just comes out. So I do apologise for that. So this game, I mean, there's only 3 tanks left alive. We've done nothing special, but there is 4 tanks left. Or I should have shot H-Sheet there at the rear of this T54. I'm not trying to block this E100, by the way. I'm just trying to go over. So we blocked 1300 damage, which is not bad. I mean, you can block a lot more in this tank, and we're on 3400 damage. It's quite a difficult tank to ace. It is quite a difficult tank to ace at the moment. People seem to do quite well in the tank. But people like playing this tank more in tournaments than they do in random. It's definitely a tournament tank with the DPM, with the turret, and it's a fun tank to play. It is a fun tank to play. I mean, 4,700 damage. We didn't really do nothing special there, but we still managed to pick up a first class. 1,317 base XP. Now, there is one thing I don't like about the tank, apart from the traverse, and that is the camo. Actually, the legendary camo. Even though I bought it because it's a legendary camo, I don't like it. I think it's probably the worst legendary camo there is. People like it. People do like it, but me personally, I don't like it. Now, next up, we're going to watch Bolt Carrier. Good friend of mine. He was in our clan. He's just joined Legion, where he sort of fits in. Met him at Tank Fest. He's a really good guy. I always normally get replays sent from him. We talk quite a bit. He's on our Discord, and he's a really good guy, really good kid. And he's going to play this very different. So he's gone for the medium side across this river. And as we know, if a medium gets this position, then it's pretty much game over. It's pretty much game over if the team come this side, but the red mediums don't come this side, or if your mediums don't come this side, then it's pretty much a guaranteed win. However, he's managed to get this side in a heavy tank. With a turret like this, it's going to be quite good. But at the start of the game, nothing is going to go his way, and I mean nothing. And I'm surprised he didn't get pissed off and start raging. But even though it's not the team, it's more him and the enemy, pretty much. He does mess up, and he's in a bad position at the moment because there's his team are not really helping, and he can't really do anything. Me personally, I would have gone where that T62 is, just behind. Where, because he is at now, the T62 has managed to get around where to the right, and he's also got tanks to the left, and they are all looking like the Chieftain. There's a Death Star there, and now here comes the T92E1. Nothing at the moment is going his way. He's missing all of his shots. I mean, he's hit one shot, and he's going to be getting wrecked, and he does manage to get the kill there, clearing the Foch, but he was only on sort of low hit points anyway. So now that the T62A has gone, that gives him a little bit of leeway. That gives him a little bit of, well, okay, that's good, because there's no tank to my right, and he is still bouncing shots. He's still bouncing shots from the Chieftain, and around about, even there, like, he can't even pen a side of a Chieftain. Like, what the hell? And this is what I mean, when nothing goes your way, nothing actually goes your way, and it is kind of frustrating. Very frustrating when literally if you're getting wrecked and you can't even pen a Chieftain from the side, that's when you know you should just throw your iPad out the window, go to the pub and just not play the game. But he's going to stick by it. I mean, again, he misses that HE shot on the T92, gets another bounce from the Chieftain. It's still looking good for his team. I mean, it's a 5 versus 4. He's still getting bounces. He's up to 3,000 blocked damage. He's on 1,600 damage, but it is now 3 against 4. Misses again. I mean, nothing, hardly nothing, except for the armor on this tank. Nothing is going his way, but that is going to change. He does get shot there from the Chieftain, but he does take out the Death Star. And even though it's a 3 versus 3, this is where he's... everything's going to start changing, and he is going to start doing the damage. So again, nice bounce there from the Chieftain to bring his block damage up to 3,400. 3,400 block damage, and he's now on 2,300 damage. Here comes the T92E1. He is rushing, and to be fair, he should have just rushed the Chieftain. He could have got behind the Chieftain and probably shot HE. But that was a nice track to stop the T92. That's probably where this guy was going, and that was just a fantastic bounce. But it was a great track, and ultimately that probably saved him his life. With the DPM on this thing, you can easily take out these targets, and it's now a 3 versus 1. Just a KPF to go. Full hit points. He's still full hit points, so still has to do some work, and again he gets another bounce, 560 bounce, to bring his block damage up to 4,540. And now he's going to use the DPM. I'm not sure why he's using heat, maybe to guarantee the pen, and he gets another bounce. That's going to be, I think that's going to be the lot of his block damage. 5,100 damage. I think he's going to get one more final shot here, and he does put him on fire. So the RNG kind of changed towards the end, and in the end he had a fantastic battle. 5,100 block damage, 5,100 damage. He does lose credits, Top Gun, High Caliber, and of course he gets the Steel Wall, 1,550 base XP. So well played, Bolt. Good hanging in. You hang in there, and it paid off. It paid off, and you done fantastic. Next up on Dead Rail, we have Salty Nuts Are Good. And again, Dead Rail is not a bad map. It's not a bad map for this tank. I mean, you can push the middle here. But the only thing with pushing the middle here, yes, you do have that turret, but you just don't have the gun depression to get your gun over. I mean, it's a Chinese heavy. To get over, you really have to poke up that ridge, and now his bottom plate will be exposed quite easily. The enemy have 3 TDs, so you definitely really need to be careful when you do poke up this ridge line on this map. So he's playing very aggressive. I mean, he's not just sitting here trying to get block damage, he's actually trying to get damage. And look, he is exposing his hull quite a lot, so he does need to be careful not to expose it too much. Considering the Leopard is here, 2 of his tanks, the medium and the light tank, have flanked around. If you look at the minimap, they have flanked around, and most likely they are going to be there on their own because the Leopard is here. Unless the TDs on some heavies had different ideas and went to stop him in their tracks, they can hopefully flank around, and once they flank around, they should start taking the attention of these tanks in the middle, and that's when he can start poking up, and that's going to happen. I mean, the Yak Tiger is there, and at least now those medium tanks have spotted all 3 TDs, and because they've spotted all 3 TDs, he can play a lot more aggressive, because just look at that. Look at that. Even the Leopard has turned. He has now 3 damage. No one is going to be looking at him, because they are all looking at those medium tanks. The Jagdtiger there, the Death Star, the Grill. No one now wants to know him, and because of that, he can poke up a little bit more and get some damage on that Leopard. So the back chat is gone. The back chat is gone, and I don't know why the medium tanks decided to come this side, because now they're all going to be looking. They're all going to be looking. There's still a waffle to the right. There is still a waffle to the right. Literally, he's up on the hill, just trying to get some shots down this side of the map. The mediums are all dead. The mediums are all dead. And they're all dead because they decided to come to this part of the map. They decided to come with the team, where if they was just to stick by the enemy spawn, then Salty Nuts are good, and others on the team will just have free damage. So now that they're all gone, or the medium and the light tank, sorry, it's going to be a lot more hard work, because all 3 TDs are all still alive, and none of them are now spotted. Hopefully the waffle starts moving soon. It is a 4 versus 7, and obviously the waffle is in that corner. I don't think he's actually doing anything. I'm not sure. We'll see at the end if he actually does some damage. He can't be really doing damage because there's only 2 tanks spotted, and both tanks are behind this hill, which is good for Salty Nuts, because that means he can still do damage and he's not going to be exposed to those TDs. The E75 is still doing a good job as well. The E75 on the enemy team is pretty low hit points, so he can take care of him. The Chieftain's also a one-shot if he can sort of at least max roll, and he does get a bounce from that Chieftain, and he gets a nice hatch shot there. Nice hatch shot into that Chieftain, putting him now down to a 6 HP. So really, he only needs to load HE and he should be able to clear him. He shouldn't really have been loading the heat there. He's on 6 HP. Just splash him in the face. That is all you need to do. The Waffle does take out the Leopard, and he does miss a shot on that Chieftain. And as you can see now, the TDs, one TD has gone to meet the Grill, has gone to meet the Waffle, and you can see the Waffle there. Help me, help. But he is now going to get taken out. So it's 2 on 3. 2 on 3, and it's 3 TDs. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. 197 HE shot there. Bit of a low roll. Hacker, says the Waffle. Like, no, you're just a noob. You're just a noob. And now that they're focus firing this Death Star, the Death Star has decided to rush in. Bad decision, because especially as he is going to miss his shot. Bad play there from the Death Star. Now the Grill is going to ignore the 113, and he's going to go for the E75, which is probably the best decision. That was probably a great move on his part, because he was a one-shot. But because of the DPM on this thing, he can easily take out the Grill, and he does that. And it now just leaves him alone against this Jagdtiger. Does need to be careful now, because the Jagdtiger can one-shot him if he's very unlucky. But doesn't matter, he can clear him no problem whatsoever. 6,968 damage. Well played, Salty Nuts are good. So that is the WZ113, the highest DPM heavy tank in tier 10. It's only just overtook the FV215B, which once upon a time it was pretty much level. But because of that 420 alpha shot now, it is the highest. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy69. And I'll catch you all soon. With